Welcome back to Dynamics. Okay, so I'm going to do another movie review. Quite a few, actually, I think. I'm going to try to do a run of movie reviews here. I really enjoy going to the movies, and I have the Regal Unlimited app thing, so it's kind of free. I pay the monthly fee or whatever. So the more movies I see, the less it costs per movie to that sort of thing. Anyways, and I just really love going to the movies. So I love doing these videos where I give a movie review. But like every now and then I get some downvotes on the movie reviews. And I was wondering, is there anything that you would do to improve the movie reviews? Is there any information that I don't usually cover in my movie reviews that you think would be a helpful addition or something to make it a little bit more interesting? Let me know what you think. But I enjoy doing them, so I'm going to keep doing them, and hopefully you enjoy watching them. All right, so the movie we're going to talk about today is The Presence. Now, going into this, I didn't really know what I was going in to watch, right? I had a general idea, thought it was, another ghost movie, possibly a horror. I wouldn't really classify this as horror, but I'm looking at IMDb right now. They say psychological drama. That actually makes more sense to me. They say psychological horror. I could see that a little bit, but again, not a whole lot of horror aspects of this movie, or it's not really a scary movie as far as I'm concerned. But I can see why they would say that because it does have technically kind of like a ghost element to it. I don't want to spoil anything yet, and I don't know. I don't think I'm going to spoil the ending of the movie, because I really want you to be surprised when you see it. If you're surprised, and that's kind of one of the things I want to talk about. Okay. Says psychological thriller, drama, horror, thriller, right? I would say this is probably more psychological drama, psychological thriller, kind of, than psychological horror. Drama, horror, thriller, but kind of in the drama, thriller, horror order. That's how I would classify it. Anyways, it was written or directed by Steven Soderbergh. Writer was David Cope. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Cope? Cope? I think it's Cope. Koepp. Anyways. It has Lucy Liu in it, Julia Fox, Chris Sullivan. Let's talk about those guys first before we move on to the movie. Lucy Liu, most people are familiar with. She plays Rebecca in this movie. She is the mother of the family that is involved. She's done a ton of stuff. She did Kill Bill, Charlie's Angels, Chicago. More recently, she was in Red One. She was in Old Guy. Let's see, what else was she in? No, that's a voice role. Let's see. Star Wars Visions? Huh. I'm not familiar with that. Anyways, like she's been doing some good stuff lately. Embracing her age and embracing that she's taking these new types of roles, and I think she's doing a fine job. She does a really good job in this one. I do think that she still has a lot to give as an actress, and I am entertained when she's on my screen. So it's good to see her here. It's a little bit different role for her. Not a little bit, kind of a lot. It's a different role for her. All right, let's see who's next. Chris Sullivan. If you know who Chris Sullivan is, it's probably from This Is Us, the TV series This Is Us. He's the husband of the sister, right? And so he's in that. I think from the beginning to the end. I never finished that series. I kind of watched it with my wife at the time. But yeah, so This Is Us. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. He is Taserface, if you did not know. He's got a lot of makeup and prosthetics in that, but he is in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's also in 2 episodes of Stranger Things that I didn't realize. I need to go back and watch the first season, I guess. Let's see, what else has he done that you might know him from? He does a lot of voice work. He was in the TV series The Calling, um, TV series What If. He was in a movie called Agnes. Anyways, but mostly what you know him from is This Is Us and Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, he's a very tall man, and but he has lost weight since his This Is Us days. So actually, he was losing weight towards the end of the series, but either way. Julia Fox is in this, but her role is not very big. She plays Cece, which I think is the real estate agent. Then the two kids. Kalina Liang is Chloe, or do they just pronounce it Chloe in this? It can be pronounced either way. I can't remember off the top of my head if they pronounced it Chloe or Chloe. She was in Foundation, Tell Me Everything. Both of those are series. She was in a movie called Bad Genius. Or is she going to be, or she was? Anyways, either it hasn't come out yet, or she was in Tell Me Everything, which was a TV series. So mostly just like a couple TV series here and there. She's a young actress. How old is she? She plays the daughter, so she's a teenager the role is a teenager, but let's see if I can see how old she is. Doesn't look like it's here. Biography. It does not say her age. I would say she's probably late teens, early 20s, playing a teenager in this movie, but I mean, I would imagine she's not actually a teenager. I mean, not actually a underage teenager. I think she's an adult, but she's playing a teenage girl. Anyways, she was really good. She's kind of the main actress in this, although it is more of an ensemble piece. I would say if anybody's the main star, it's her. Even though Lucy Liu's the bigger star, and a very big role in the movie too. But I would say the daughter is the focal point. All right. The son is Eddie Mayday, plays Tyler. Tyler is the son's name. And let's see, what is he from? Just the Presents. This is it. This is his first and only credit. He did a really good job for it being his first role. Good job, buddy. Let's see, how old are you? You're in your 20s, right? Does it say? Nah, it doesn't even. They're just new actors, actresses, so they don't really have a lot of information here. Not quite sure how old he is. He was playing a teenage boy, but I can almost guarantee you he's in his 20s. Anyways, he does a really good job for it being his first role. Good job. All right. Let's see. Anybody else I want to touch on? I will touch on West Mulholland plays Ryan. That's probably the next biggest character and probably where I'll stop. What do we know him from anything else? Dark Harvest, Little Fires Everywhere, A Great Divide, Animal Kingdom. I guess he was in the TV series Legion. I'm not familiar. Oh, Fresh Off the Boat. He was in that too. I'm not familiar with who he is. I've never seen him in anything. Looks like he's probably been acting since he was kind of young. So some of this stuff is when he was younger. He plays a friend of the brothers, and ends up being so he's a friend of the brothers, and then he's kind of like the love interest of the daughter. They kind of have a thing, right? And without spoiling everything, yeah, he's in the second half of the movie, basically. All right, let's talk about this. So, again, like I said at the beginning, I I didn't know what I was going in to watch. I just thought maybe it was another ghost movie. I like horror and I'll see everything, right? This movie is pretty much exclusively, not 100%, but almost exclusively can be classified as found footage. But it's not. It is from the perspective of the ghost, right? The presence. And they call it the presence on purpose because, you don't exactly know what it is. You don't know if it's a ghost. You don't know, and it would spoil it for me to tell you what it is. But it is from this essence, this presence. It's from that perspective. It never shows itself. It's not like it shows up as like a spectral ghost or anything. It's just the camera is looking at things, and at points it hides in a closet, but it's not really there. It's like a ghost that you can't see, but it can see you, and it's hiding because it doesn't know you can't see it. I don't know. It's a really unique take on this type of movie, and they did it very well. When it first started, I knew exactly what they were showing without actually saying it. They didn't have to tell me, they showed me. It's like show me, don't tell me type thing. And I knew exactly what was happening, even though I've never seen a movie like this before. And I really enjoyed it. So earlier, well, not earlier in the year, last year, was that movie from the perspective of the killer, right? The monster. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's like the whole movie is from the back of this guy who's raised from the grave and going around killing people, right? This is kind of like that, but better. And I really enjoyed how they played it out, because it's like you're catching glimpses of what's happening with this family, and there's a lot of stuff going on with this family. So this house is an empty house when the movie starts. The real estate agent comes in. The presence is watching all this. Real estate agent comes in, gets set up. The family comes in. She's ready to show them the house, but the mother is super eager to buy the house, doesn't really ask questions, doesn't really want to be shown around, even though the father, is wanting to. But obviously the mother is in control in this family, and she just says, it's the right school district, we're buying the house. That you come to find out that what she means by the right school district is her son is on the swim team. They need to move to a different school district. We'll get into why in just a minute. And since they have to move to a new school district, she wants to move him into a school where the swim team is really good and he's going to be able to do very well. Right. So, and she's all about her son. Her daughter is kind of like an afterthought to her. Her son is very important to her. She really wants that. The father, on the other hand, loves both of his kids equally, but shows more attention to the daughter because the mom shows her so little attention. And so the dad is more focused on trying to make sure the daughter's okay. And the reason is because the real reason they're moving is because the daughter's friend died of a drug overdose. And she was having some drug problems. And so they wanted to get her out of that environment into a new school, try to get her away from all of the reminders, that her friend died of a drug overdose, right? And so that's like the concept of the movie. They're moving into this new house. There's a presence in the house that's watching them. There's like a side story. This is the only thing that I really had that was a kind of a frustration for me. There's this side story that the mom did something bad, and you don't know what it is. My thought while I'm watching the movie is that she had something to do with the friend dying, even though the friend died of a drug overdose. At least that's what you think, for the whole movie, right? And so so did the mom have anything to do with it? What did the mom do? Let me know if you watch this movie if you find out that what she did, because I left the movie thinking Well, they never resolved that. I never knew what the mom did. I mean, it wasn't the point of the movie. It was like a side story that was going on, but they never resolved it, or I missed it. I'm just, sometimes I miss things. And so I don't know. But if you watch this movie, let me know. If you see what she did, please. But the husband and wife are having troubles in large part because of whatever the wife did, and they're kind of like falling apart from each other. The family's kind of falling apart. The son and the daughter are always arguing, and it's just, yeah, it's kind of a mess. And the whole thing is being watched by this presence. Super interesting concept. I really enjoyed it. I really want you to go see this movie. And that's why I'm jumping to record this one, even though I just watched this movie yesterday and I have other movies that I watched previously. Go see this. It's not super important that you see it in the theater, but to be able to see it as soon as possible, go see it in the theater. If you wait until it comes out on streaming, it'll be just as good. It's not like you need to see it in the theater, but pay attention while you're watching it. I find that when I watch movies at home, I don't 100% pay attention. So that's another reason why I like watching movies in the theater. I will focus that way. There are what I would call twists in the movie. I would say 2 twists. There's you could even say more, but I would say there's 2 big twists in the movie. Let me know without spoiling it, right? And, maybe we can figure out, like, in the comments, like, without spoiling the movie, did you figure out what was going on before it showed it to you? On both of them. And I think you'll know what I'm talking about, what the 2 big twists are. Did you know before they told you? Like, so they were showing us stuff, but what they showed us, was it enough for you to know before they told us? That's my thought, right? So I love M. Night Shyamalan. His twists are is what he's known for, but they're not the best, right? It's like a lot of people say they figure out his twists before they happen, right? I don't, because I'm not trying to figure out the twists. I like to be surprised. And so, I watched Sixth Sense, and I didn't know that he was dead, right? Oops, spoiler for a decades-old movie. I didn't know that the main character was dead, right? Watching the movie, I was surprised when I saw it. The Village, right? The surprise at the end of The Village. And, so when people tell me that they knew, like, while they were watching Sixth Sense, what the twist was, I see that. There is enough clues in the movie that, and I believe you if you tell me that you figured out the twist. But I don't. I don't figure out the twist. Now, if you tell me you knew the twist on The Village, I might not believe you, because my girlfriend tells me that she knew that, and I even have a hard time believing her, and I believe her on everything, because, she doesn't lie to me. So anyways, it's hard for me to believe people when they say they knew what was going to happen in The Village. That's just me. Leave in the comments that you can spoil, because that movie's also a couple decades old. So if you've seen The Village and you knew what was happening, let me know in the comments. If you watched The Presence and you could tell what was happening, just tell me that you could tell. Because, yeah, maybe I'll do if people comment, I'll do a separate video. So if you're interested in a follow-up where I talk about spoilers and stuff like that, and maybe we can have a discussion about those spoilers in a separate video, that would be fun. But I would, if no one watches it or no one leaves a comment, then I probably won't. But just let me know. Did you know what was happening? I was shocked, like surprised, like shock face, like Pikachu shock face. It was great. It was great. I loved it so much. Hopefully you enjoy it. I've been talking for 20 minutes. The movie itself is only like an hour and something. So you could have watched the movie in this amount of time. Maybe that's why people don't like my movie reviews. Far too long. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day.